unit circles right here. Here's the 210. Here's tangent. Square root of 3 over 3. It's positive because I'm in quadrant 3. So I have square root of 3 over 3 plus, this is 1, over 1 minus that product, which is just going to be square root of 3 over 3, but I'll write it down. Square root of 3 over 3 times 1. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to multiply these together. And that is going to give me, what is it going to give me? So I have square root of 3 over 3 plus 1 over 1 minus square root of 3 over 3. Because that times 1 is just that. The same thing happened here that happened in this step right here. It might look like things can cancel. They can't. One of the terms is going to be exactly the same like it was up here. These are both minus. They're exactly the same. And the other one has a different sign. That happened here too. That's a positive 1 and that's a positive 1. They can't cancel. These two have different signs. They can't cancel. Nothing can cancel. Now, technically, you could multiply by the conjugate right now, but that's going to be very difficult when you have fractions in fractions. That's why we don't want to use any of the 30s, because we don't want to have a fraction in a fraction. If you do that, though, you can still do the problem, but you got to add one step. You've got to get rid of the fractions in the fractions by multiplying every term, all 4 of them, by the little denominator, which will be 3. So I'm going to multiply this term by 3, this term by 3, this term by 3, and this term by 3. And here's how that's going to work out. So jumping down here, these 3's are going to cancel, leaving with just the square root of 3. That's plus 3 now. Over, this is 3, and that's minus, and these 3's cancel, and that's the square root of 3. So you're really kind of in the same exact place you were right here. Like you have a number and a radical and a number and a radical. Again, just like before, nothing can cancel. These are the same, yes, 3 and 3, but that's not any different than it was up here, 1 and 1. You can't cancel them. So now you can multiply by the conjugate. So if you do use a 30-degree angle, it just adds one more step, but this is a step that people will mess up. So why not just avoid it altogether? No 30-degree reference angles, and you won't have to run into that as an issue. So I'm going to multiply by the conjugate of the denominator, just like I did up there. So that's going to be 3 plus the square root of 3, and then do the same thing at the top. 3 plus square root of 3. And now I'm just going to FOIL, and this is going to simplify down nicely and give me the same exact answer. So we're going to FOIL up top. These are not conjugates, so you do have to FOIL them. So I get the square root of 3 times 3 is 3 the square root of 3. That's your F. The square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is just 3, the number 3. And then 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times the square root of 3 is 3 the square root of 3. So, just like the last problem, you had 4 terms. 2 of them are radicals, 2 of them are numbers. Your combined like terms, nothing is going to cancel though. So, I'm going to have 3 plus 9 is 12. And then 3 the square root of 3 plus 3 the square root of 3 is 6 the square root of 3, and that's your top. The bottom, remember, these are conjugates. So I don't have to FOIL. I can just do the F and the L. So here's the F. 3 times 3, 9. Here's the L. Negative square root of 3 times positive square root of 3 is a negative 3. Go ahead and subtract them. That gives you 6. And now we're exactly where we were in this step right here. We're going to separate and simplify. So you're going to put the 6 under each term. And when you do that and then simplify, you're going to get the same answer we got up top. So here's me separating. So I have 12 over 6 plus 6 the square root of 3 over 6. If you simplify both those fractions, you will get this answer, because 12 divided by 6 is 2, same as it was right here. And these 6's cancel, leaving you with just plus the square root of 3. Same exact answer. I think everything about this problem, doing it this way, guys, is going to be more difficult for you. This fraction and a fraction, more difficult. The foiling is going to be more difficult because people are going to mess up this part. Like when you did this times this, square root of 3 times 3 is 3 the square root of 3. People will probably make mistakes on that. And then, any mistake you make is obviously going to cause you to get a final answer wrong. Now, remember, this is the answer. Same problem done two different ways for every single tangent problem. You cannot avoid multiplying by the conjugate. That is a step that happens. It doesn't matter what two angles you choose. You're going to have to multiply by the conjugate in order to get to this step right here where you have two terms over one, and then that will simplify to the 2 and the square root of 3 final answer. All right, guys, hopefully you're doing well with this. If you have any issues or questions, reach out. We're only doing this for the 2 lessons, and then we're going to quiz on this real quickly on Monday. So this should hopefully be an easy quiz. Make up if you didn't do well in the last couple. All right, be safe. Talk to you guys soon.